Okay. All right, and I could do a little editing on it also, so, but I don't want to do too much. But on the overexertion, we had about 15 minutes in the beginning where the recording was on. Nobody was really saying anything, so I had to edit that out. But I'll try to spruce them up a little bit too. So, can everybody hear me? Okay, everybody, just give me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Everything's good. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Okay. All right, and you can see the screen. The PowerPoint is up, right? Yep, everybody can see the PowerPoint? Okay. All right, so we'll get started. Some of this information comes from the Dave Dotson book, third edition of Incident Safety Officer, which most of us know that's where the exam comes from for getting nationally certified. So I'll try to tie in some of their information, and this is it's open forum, so that, you know, just jump in at any time. Any questions, anything you want to add, just throw it out there. This isn't a straight presentation. I'm just going to throw a bunch of slides out there with some information about the hazardous energy. What does it mean to the safety officer? What do we do about it? Try to answer as many questions as we possibly can for the safety officer. If anybody has a question, throw it out there, or if you have something you want to add, by all means do that. So let's see. Okay, so it's actually chapter 8 of the Dave Dotson third edition Incident Safety Officer. And overall, there's probably 20 to 30 different types of forms of hazardous energy that a safety officer should be aware of on all scenes, on every scene. They probably won't have hazardous energy on every incident scene, but we have to think about it and look for them. Hazardous energy is something that if it uncoils or it releases, could cause a serious injury or a fatality to our first responders or to any victims. So first one I got here is electrical. Don't forget there's DC and AC. DC does not have a ground. AC does use a ground. We find them in battery rooms, down wires. Is the sound coming through on this?
Hey, a dog barking or something.
I just see the video on it, Jeff.
No sound.
No sound? Someone are getting sound?
Just a video here.
I think you have to go back to your share, and where you share it, I think, if I recall, there's a toggle or something there.
Yep.
You're trying to share the sound.
I got it. Thank you, Ted. Or whoever said that, I think it was Ted.
There you go. Got it.
I would like to point out they're pretty close to that fence, you know.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely need to go away
You
from
know,
the fence.
of course, there's the chief no gear on, you know, nothing's going to happen to him. He can't get hurt. We all know that.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, I'm reading that fence. It makes like an L shape, and it's the same fence that is energized.
There, that might have did it.
There you go. Now you see it burning along the fence.
You gonna charge a fence like that, man?
Yeah, I think it should have been roped off a little bit further back.
Now, if that house has aluminum siding on it, you'd have to worry about that too.
Good point.
Carry right around that house.
Right, good point. That's right. Yep. Yellow tape, right? That's the purpose of yellow tape. You don't want to leak, right? Blue yellow tape, you not want to leak.
Old tape cops and firemen don't pay attention to.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yes, there's some good things you could see. That you can see about that, that yellow tape really, really annoys me, really should have been red tape and keep everybody further away. Okay, so some other hazardous energy, rapid water. And some of these things we have to prepare for. Whether we attend the classes or we have crews. Some of these things, never happened in my town, where we had a rapid water. We had high water, but we never had rapid water. So anybody ever have rapid water in their town? Do any training on it?
Yeah, we have the Niagara River out here in the Buffalo Niagara Falls area, and it's
Oh, okay.
really fast.
Does it overflow sometimes and get wild?
Yeah, sometimes it does. Yeah, along the coast it does. Yeah, in some places, yes.
Now, Steve, do you have a team there? Can I ask you, do you have a team with a boat and things like that, rescue boat and stuff like that?
We have at least 4 to 5 boats or whatever you want to call it in our area with good teams. We all respond together and we all work together very well.
Oh, okay. So, as a safety officer, you'd keep an eye on them, make sure they all have their flotation devices and make sure they're all, properly equipped. That would be, your main purpose, to keep an eye on them, what they're doing. Make sure other people aren't getting close to the area where there's an area of danger. Okay. The wind and the weather, right? That everybody has that to deal with. That's hazardous energy. It could happen at any time. You could get a tornado, hurricane, things of that nature. So we're all prone to that. So it's good for a safety officer to get some good knowledge about the weather, how it changes, what to look for before it changes, different cloud formations. I know on my door, I don't know if anybody else has it, but I have all the barometer, the wind direction, humidity. I have it hanging up, and when I respond on calls, I take a glance at that. I have a little notepad. I write down the information, so I'll recall it when I go out. I see what the temperature is. I also have the temperature to see if the temperature is below 32 or in that area. So I know that the roads may be icy, not only for myself responding down to the firehouse, but also for responding firemen. Sometimes I'll even put a message over to advise the dispatcher if I see any black ice out there, to let all responding vehicles know that there is ice, or the roads are slippery, or use extra caution. The roads may be slippery, just to remind them sometimes, So they say it could be helpful, it could be helpful. Utility gas is another hazardous energy. Most of us have that somewhere in our area, the area that we cover. Do we get a lot of smell of gas leak calls? Do we get these calls?
We do.
And, yeah. Do they handle, do you think they handle it correctly? Do they go in trying to smell it, to see where?
Where we get ours is the majority of them is one area, Broadkill Beach. People are nuts crazy down there. And I mean, I guess not living there, I don't, but it's, from what I understand, we cover the district where the bay becomes the ocean in the Atlantic Ocean, where they transfer, and a lot of it is offshore, like fueling of the ships and so forth. And we'll get the odor as far inland as like a mile or two, and we'll get, when they're out there filling these ships with fuel or whatever, or offloading fuel, it's nothing for us to get like 2 or 3 odor of gas in like certain areas. And right away, I mean, we know we'll go out and investigate it and check the callers. If it's coming from a particular caller, we'll check the house and everything,
Uh-huh.
meters and all that. But majority of it is the ships offloading fuel or whatever. We're filling another ship. I'm not exactly sure what transpires out there. Some of the older guys around here do know. And we know right away when we get called to certain areas what we're going for. But no, the guys, I mean, I think they do. If they enter a dwelling with the meters, I mean, there's air packs and the meter and stuff, and try to
Yeah, yeah,
2 people or whatever.
yeah.
There was a gas call on Long Island some years back, I'm going to say 15, 20 years ago. The odor of gas in the vicinity of a bridge overpass. And the responding department, as their engine went over the bridge, it was a broken gas main that was on the underside of the bridge crossing, with the overpass. And the engine ignited it as they went over.
That was
So-
Beth Page.
Yes. I wasn't going to name the department, but yeah, it's Beth Page.
We had a fire, the last fire we had in Babel, where the fire burnt off the gas meter. And it was fueling the fire somewhat. So we had to call National Grid, and they came and had to dig up the lawn and find the gas shut off for the house, because we couldn't shut it down from the house itself.
We had a natural gas.
At the gas meter, there should be a set of numbers, and that tells you how far out and across the valve should be from that point. So, but if the gas meter is burning off, you're not going to find that. But
Yeah.
there should be numbers on that that'll kind of pin you into where that valve is. And so there's, as a safety officer, what you should be aware of too is, you don't want somebody to get a little overzealous, so we'll shut the main down in the street, because once you do that, you create a whole slew of other problems. You can't just turn the gas back on after you put the fire out. They've actually got to go to every home, turn off every appliance, turn off the meter to the home,
Yep.
stop by redoing the street, and turn the meter on, then go in and light every piece of equipment in that house. And if you got people out of the way and stuff like that, that could be a real problem.
Yeah,
So you
Yeah.
create a greater hazard by shutting the street down, rather than just protect exposures and have them come and figure out what they need to do.
that's a good point, Ted. Good point. Yeah. And it's good to, of course, to pre-plan everything wherever you have this, a lot of gas areas, areas where there's gas, just so you know where all these shutoffs are and what the response is going to be. And then as the safety officer, make sure that they're following the protocols. Yeah, just go back a little bit. I saw, Mark, you were involved in a microburst. Your whole department, just want to go back one to the weather. That must have been a harrowing experience.
Oh, it sure was.
No one saw anything coming. What actually happened before the microburst?
We just concluded a search and rescue. We were at Golden State Park in Barker. And next thing, we're all kind of talking and getting ready to clear. Next thing, the wind starts picking up, rain starts coming sideways. We all ran for vehicles or under the pavilion and rode it out, and thankfully no one got hurt.
Uh-huh.
But there's no warning coming on the phones or nothing. Just out of the blue, it hit.
Yeah. But you just started to see the wind picking up, and there was a change in the weather. So
Yep.
you had a feeling something was going to happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think the next time you'll realize what's probably going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you're sharing it too. So it's good that we hear it when you start seeing a shift of the wind and it starts picking up. There's a possibility of microburst. What was the weather in the area though? Was there any storms in the area or?
Nothing. It was 60-degree evening, calm. It was a calm night, and then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, it just hit.
Wow. It's kind of scary, you know?
Yeah. But Lake Ontario is known for that.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Any more on we'll drop back down to the utility gas. Any other information on it?
You'll be amazed some places where you can actually find how to get into the basement. I found the one we had a call last couple of weeks ago, and we want to go reading in the basement. We're like, we go to the attendants, where's the basement? Like, it's this closet, you go straight down. So we move the clothes aside, and I walk into the basement, and it's really narrow going in. I had my air pack on too, because it was during the day, we had nobody around to help. And we go down, do our sweep of the basement, and I go to come back up, and the top of my bottom got caught on the overhang. So I managed to get myself free, but I told the chief after, hey, we need to mark that as a hazard for this house, and we did. But if you had a fire there, it would have been a harrowing experience when you're like, why can't I get out?
Good point.
Speaking of basements, we had a call around the corner from my house, smoke in the house, ended up being the oil burner issue. The boiler was at 900 degrees.
Ooh,
The woman was lucky it didn't blow up in the house.
yeah.
And talking with the inside team that went into the house, the lieutenant was telling me that the basement was like a crawl space, but it was made into a bedroom.
Oh, jeepers.
And when they went down, he goes, we thought it was a door. We thought it was still the wall. We didn't realize there was a door there to go into the bedroom. He goes, you got to take mental note that if we come back here and it's on fire, that you got to remember where going down the stairs to the basement, to the crawl space / basement apartment, where the door is, because it looks like you could be mistaken it for some of the wall.
All right. Mechanical energy. What do you think that means, mechanical energy?
Windmills.
Windmills, there's a good one. Yeah, you better believe it. Good one.
Hydraulic motors.
Hydraulic motors. Yep. Yep. Are we starting to see more and more of windmills?
Oh, up here, there are a lot of them.
There's a lot of them already, right?
Oh, yeah, and they're trying to put more in.
Yeah. Is there some kind of protocol of fighting the fire with those things?
Yeah, let them burn and stay away from them.
That's it?
That's it. We had one actually start on fire. The brakes heated up and a hydraulic line burst. And it started the whole turbine on fire. And all you saw was a pinwheel in the sky in the distance, full of fire.
Oof.
And they asked for a 75-foot quint, and we responded with it. And when the chief got on scene, he turned him around and said, "What are you, stupid? We're not getting anywhere near that thing. Let it burn."
Yeah.
And that's, hey,
I think that was a good decision.
Well, it's in the middle of a cornfield,
Nothing you're gonna save at that point.
right? And
Destroyed.
those things are
That's why they have
400
insurance.
feet in the air.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're not getting in there and getting up there to put it out.
No.
There's some, if you Google it, there are some interesting photos and videos of turbine fires.
There is, yes.
Hey, Mark, how about the harvest down at the falls?
They don't get too many fires down there. I have not heard anything, but there's a lot of rushing water, and I've not heard of any water rescues lately down there. I think 5 years ago, Upper Mountain, that covers that had one where a worker fell over the walkway into the water right by the turbines, but they got him in time. So it does happen out there, but it's very few and far between.
Right, let's see. Vehicles. Vehicles, we handle a lot of vehicles, and there's a lot going on with the hazardous energy with the vehicles. The hydraulics, the airbags, there's all kinds of fluids. Trucks have huge energy on their brakes, on their brake systems. So it's something that we really should pre-plan.
And batteries, right?
And the batteries, yeah, that's right.
Teslas.
Yeah, the batteries, well, and the electrical vehicles. I think, let's see, on the next slide, I got the
600 volts.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
the,
the electrical vehicles are just a whole nother animal in itself.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. I've
If you
experienced.
we're gonna try to get Tesla at one of our meetings, but if you want to try to get him to come to one of your training sessions, they do offer it. They will come out, and they have a program for first responders. So if you want to just jot this down, and
Is that where they're still saying lots and lots of water? I mean, is that a good
still,
thing?
yeah,
with 10
that's the
degrees?
last thing. That's the
Yeah.
last thing I heard, Ron. Yeah, lots of
Yeah,
water.
but in this time of year, not quite sure if I want to go do that.
No,
Oh.
no.
They were saying you need to leave an engine there for a long time to put it out.
Yep. I think they had a fire up this way in one of these Tesla vehicles, and it took them 2 weeks before it finally went out. They put it in this separate part of the junkyard and just left it burned because every time they turned around, the lithium battery was lighting it back up again.
Yes. Yes.
So we
that's-
rekindled like 3 times on our 4 Tesla
Yeah.
cars at the
Yeah.
Dublin airport.
So I guess,
Hey, Jeff.
electrical, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Talking about Tesla and stuff, we had just taken a class with a neighboring company. And then we got the classroom part done and we went down, it was on electric buses with the area transportation system. Guy came in and spoke about that. And as we went down to look at like a hands-on, we got a fire, so they ended that. But talking about like the Tesla cars and stuff, I have it at home and I don't, but it's like deluges amounts of boatloads of water
Yes.
to put these things out.
Yeah,
You're
Yeah.
just about to have enough water on board to smother this thing.
yeah,
Not
Yeah.
gonna do it flowing 1.5 inches or anything.
yes. That's what I saw. I attended one of the classes and that was it. Yeah, lots of water. I mean, we also have, the things up on the roof too. There's hazardous
panels?
energy there. What's that?
You talking about solar panels?
Yeah, the solar panels, sure. Each of those panels weigh about 40 pounds. I mean, there's been plenty of classes on it, so everybody should be aware of it, right? They weigh about 40 pounds. The lighting from the trucks could keep them energized, right? I think we all should be very well aware of the solar panels.
We actually just had a class with the same neighboring company before.
Yeah.
This one is, like you said, truck lights from the trucks, anything. They've got like 3 different sources. Like,
Mhm.
and then to completely de-energize them, you have to cover them with a canvas tarp.
Canvas, yes.
It can't be rubber or anything like that. It has to be canvas.
Mhm.
You said they're just so hard to kill because they're self-sufficient pretty much.
Yeah. Yes.
There was a fire on Long Island this past weekend with the solar panels on the roof. I don't
Oh,
know what
yeah,
depart-
where, you know where I didn't hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what department
Uh-huh.
had it. But you gotta consider with the solar panels on the roof, limited roof operations.
Yeah.
Well, be careful because you also have them at LIRR parking lots. They're the overhangs for the parking lots.
Yeah.
And also up here, we have solar farms where whole
Solar
fields are
farms.
just solar panels.
Down here too.
Yeah, so grass fires are nastier with those things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, we have a solar farm in Newfane. I just found out.
Uh-huh. Yeah, see, good that you found that out, right? Just
Mhm.
give you some idea of what you got, what's going on around.
Yeah, even here in the town of Tonawanda area, we got 3 or 4. We got like 3 of them.
I got one being built in my backyard. They haven't broke ground yet, but the plans are it's gonna be 5 acres of solar panels right below my house.
Is that right?
Yeah, luckily I won't see them because of the woods.
All right, so the big thing that I always think of with the vehicles, how we put the fire out, or sometimes there is no fire, right? We just responded to an MVA, there's injured victims, and we take them out. Do we look and see what's the status of the airbags? If they weren't triggered, is there a possibility that they could still trigger even
Yes.
after the accident?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think
Absolutely.
absolutely, right? And, I think as a safety officer, that's one of the things we should eyeball right away with some of these vehicles. And there is a list. I may have it and put it maybe in my safety book with the various vehicles. I mean, there's literally thousands of them, and where the airbags are loaded, where they are in the vehicles. But some of them have quite a bit on the side and the fronts, and I just kind of like my feelings is just take the assumption that there is airbags and they have not all triggered. So and it just annoys the hell out of me, and I bring it up at safety meetings, and that we're not the one to remove the vehicle from the street. And I always see firemen jump in it and 2 or 3 get behind it to push the car off the road or onto the side. Really, nobody should get into that vehicle if the airbags have not all fired, because they could trigger at any time. And I know some of them say, well, if you disconnect the battery, they can't go, but I don't think that's entirely true.
No, I
I
don't
think-
trust it either.
Don't they have a little bit of self-energy in them that even after you disconnect,
yeah, they do.
you still
Yeah, 30
deploy,
minutes.
right?
That's what I understand, Jerry. Yeah.
Right.
You have to wait 30 minutes before you can go after an airbag if it's been disconnected from the battery.
Is that what it
By
is?
design.
Yeah. So we got to pay special attention, even if the injuries wasn't that great at the MVA. That's a good target for us to think about, and it's good to bring it up at meetings and to remind everybody that those airbags, they still can go, and they pack a good wallop, and if it catches you off guard, could really do some damage to you,
Yeah.
So
I believe there's a YouTube video. I think it was Columbus, Ohio, that has a video of the guys doing a rescue and the airbag knocking 2 firefighters out.
Yep, I could see that. I could see that happening. So, and we also got to think of in a vehicle now, they got a lot of these hydraulic, opens up the rear trunk and opens up the hood. And all those things get heated and, they could become some kind of a missile, if they explode. So, fighting the fires, you got to make sure that anybody, is near it's in full PPE and keep others back that aren't involved with the actual firefighting when these cars are on fire, because there's a lot of hydraulics now in all these vehicles, and yeah, I can see them taking off like a missile.
Are the cars still out there that were there a few years back or several years that have the front bumper hydraulic absorbers? And if they got hot enough, the whole bumper would be like a projectile.
I don't know. Is that, I see
They're
Ron
still-
shaking his head. Is that, yeah, they're still out there, Ron?
They're still out in the street. I doubt if they're still in today's
They are?
cars, but definitely
Okay.
the older cars.
Yeah, and some of the older
The
cars.
newer models do not have them, right? It's the older models that had those.
Correct. But to Jeff's point, all those other pistons in the cars today, from the hatchbacks to the trunks and the hoods, they're all a big concern.
Yeah, another hazardous energy is animal movement, right? Inside, if there's any kind of a brush fire, you got some animals taking off, somebody's deer, moose and things like that running around. It's good to remind the people that are inside fighting these brush fires or anything like that, that they could get some animals darting around and knock them over.
Not just the free animals, because when we had our 2012 brush fires out in Manville, I mean, there were horse trailers everywhere at all these horse farms trying to get these horses out of town. They were just blocking the roads along with all the other
Oh,
brush trucks
yeah.
and police cars.
Yeah, it is a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. I guess, hey, Dennis, those horses, they must take off when there's a fire around, right?
Oh, yeah, they're definitely, if they start smelling smoke, they start getting spooky.
Uh-huh.
So it's really, they're very dangerous too when they start running, because they're scared. They're not gonna pay attention to a human.
Uh-huh.
So if you have horses running around, you may as well stay on the trucks and stay away from them, because one hoof kick will kill you.
Right.
We actually had emus up here, and I guess the lady had a farm behind our farm, and they got loose one day, and they were running around the farm, and my daughter went to grab it, and the owner screams out, "Don't grab it, it'll avulse you." Well, I guess on the emu's foot, there's a claw on the back of it that can actually rip you apart,
Wow.
and nobody ever knew. We thought they were just beak animals.
Uh-huh.
But that's how they protect themselves from predators, is they rip their guts out.
Well, alrighty.
Emus are
and-
coming very big now because of the meat.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, emu meat is very big, and a lot of farms are starting to go with them because you don't have to feed them a lot.
Uh-huh. Well, okay, that's all I have. Does anybody else want to add anything you want to throw around?
Yeah, Jeff, I've been
Yes.
watching a lot of FDNY stuff on YouTube,
Yeah.
and I noticed that they've been having a lot of these lithium scooter battery problems.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And also,
I'm on the
also
same couple of sites, Mike, and it seems like them and Philadelphia are just running their ass off in these high-rise units with the
Yep.
batteries being stored for the kids' scooters and stuff.
it's also the foot scooters that you see the guys stand on, and it propels them. So
Oh, oh.
they're making it a hazmat thing where they call out hazmat every time they have a lithium battery incident,
Yep.
because they have to be contained and a special chemical used in the container to put them out.
Uh-huh.
We had a guy, my brother's department, one of the chiefs was a squad lieutenant in with Hazmat 1 and got him to come out, got one of the guys from Hazmat 1, who's the ex-chief in East Meadow, to come out to talk to us about lithium batteries. And he said more and more, they've been going out on calls for those. He said, matter of fact, there's a van that goes around with about 400 lithium batteries every night that no one knows about and changes all the batteries on the scooters.
Yep.
And that's a ticking time bomb in itself.
Yeah, he's got a whole van full of those things, huh? Well, I know, I had heard that when they do testing up in Stony Brook University Hospital, and they bring in radioactive material for some of the tests, that it's in a private vehicle that goes from MacArthur Airport to the hospital up Nichols Road, unmarked vehicle.
Yep.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Well, that means that if you get a call on Nichols Road, you better be very careful, because you don't know what could be in that vehicle. And I guess that goes with anything, right?
Yep.
Any vehicle could be transporting anything, but that's how they get it up to the hospital anyway. So
Yeah, you never know.
you never know.
Thing you gotta look for too today is, and I think it's gonna be already, is with the price of gasoline. I think looking at the age group of all of us on here,
Yeah.
remember back when the vans were pulling up over top of the storage tanks at the gas stations,
Uh-huh.
siphoning in gas into 55-gallon drums. Do you guys remember that?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you pull up on a car fire or a van or something and end up having a couple 55-gallon drums of gasoline in there or something.
Yes. Yep. Yep. And so these are all good things for a safety officer to be thinking about. That's why, again, it's good to get them on scene, a safety officer on scene right away. We just got approved after, I don't know, it's over 8 years already, to have a safety officer respond on ambulance calls. And the purpose of the safety officer is to make sure, because there was a lot of COVID calls around, to make sure that the ambulance people are in full PPE, proper PPE for the call. So the safety officer responds, does not lift anything, doesn't touch anything, and doesn't go into the house. That's part of the protocol. Does not enter the home, waits outside, and just make sure that the ambulance people are handling the call properly. So it took us about 8 years to get that. You know, we just kept requesting it. So now you know, an ambulance calls, the safety car goes out on it.
Hey, guys, I'm gonna jump off. I just went out with an MVA.
Yep. All right, Ted.
Be
Stay
safe.
safe. Stay safe.
Take
See
care,
you later,
Ted.
Ted.
So we're just about finishing up. Unless somebody you have anything you want to bring it out there. Anything anybody wants to add or anything?
Mark, how's that accountability thing coming that you put together?
It's really coming along good. The chief is happy with the way he had it set up, and we're gonna start using it on major fires. Both ours and mutual aid. The rescue will go to all house fires.
That's cool. That's good.
Hey, Mark, let me know when you want me to come out there. I'll come out there and help you.
All right, I'll let you know, Steve.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. If anybody wants a certificate for this, just email me to fdsafety@AOL. And I will send you out the certificates. Yeah, Ron, I'll send you out that information on the Tesla.
Jeff, when you gonna put
Thank you.
that on YouTube?
It's gonna probably take me, depends on how much time I have, but it's gonna take me about 2 days now that I'm getting down how to do it. I've got to copy it over, maybe edit it if it requires any editing.
Okay,
Usually in the beginning, it doesn't record everything. And once that's done, it goes on. The other one is on YouTube now, the overexertion. And our YouTube site is Fire-EMS, Fire-EMS Safety Officers Association of New York State. It's the name of our
because I
organization.
was just on the YouTube channel. The only one is the one that you put together about the COVID.
Okay, that you went on to New York State. That's under New York State Association of Safety Officers. Go and I did send it to you, Mike, separately. I sent you an email with a link.
Well, send it to me through GroupMe then, because I didn't see it.
Okay, but if you go on the YouTube channel Fire-EMS
Okay,
Safety Officers. That's the new name. I put it under the new name. If you have a problem, get in touch with me.
so
And-
fire EMS safety officers.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. That was,
All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce off here. Be safe all.
Good
okay.
job.
Take care.
All right.
Thank-
Everybody
Be
try to
safe.
stay
Take
warm,
care,
stay
Dennis.
safe. Pass on the information. Keep passing on the information, have meetings, attend association meetings, constantly mention our names, our organization, and that makes us grow, okay?
Yep.
All right,
Thank you.
guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we'll see you.
Hey, Jeff, are you still here?
Yes, I'm here, yes.
Hey, just so you know, I did get my tickets today, just so you know.
Oh, okay, whatever you can do, you're not required to do anything to sell them, but if you can, it helps out, okay?
Yeah, you got it, buddy. No problem.
10 to sell, 10 are free, you can give them away to people that support us,
No problem.
okay?
And Jeff, you have a good night, okay, bud?
Okay, you too, stay safe, Steve.